Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Right now at 10, cast members from the TV show The West Wing are campaigning right here in Wisconsin. Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Jeremy Wall. Drivers traveling towards La Crescent this week will need to take a detour. The Minnesota Department of Transportation will be conducting off-ramp repairs near exit 276. MnDOT crews will repair and replace the concrete in some areas. The repairs will begin tomorrow and continue through the 25th. Drivers should be mindful of work zones and their speed while traveling near them. For details on the detours, head to News8000.com. We will have a link attached to this article. Another road closure also begins tomorrow. Bliss Road will be closed from La Crosse to Grandad Bluff until Friday. Drivers can still access the bluff from County Road F. No detours will be posted and all lanes will be affected by the road work.
We had a warm end to our weekend this Sunday. We got near record highs. Now, I didn't see any records that were broken, but we got pretty close. Much of the area is sitting in those low 80s, 83 for that observed high in La Crosse, 80 in Eau Claire. Now, we'll also have a chance to see those tomorrow. Just to put it in perspective, here's that normal high for this time of year. We should be sitting in the low to mid 50s across the area, so much of us got anywhere around 25 degrees above that average today. Just very abnormally warm temperatures. Looking at the records for tomorrow, Monday's record in La Crosse is 83 degrees. Eau Claire is a little bit warmer at 86, and that forecast is just a degree lower. So it's most unlikely that we'll see any records being broken tomorrow. However, we're going to get pretty close getting into the 80s again. As we go through those morning hours, it's going to be a fairly mild morning, staying in the 50s tonight. The mid 50s, again, well above average, which is typical once we have these warmer daytime periods. The overnight periods can expect to be pretty warm as well. So overall, pretty nice morning. Once we get into the afternoon, though, we'll already be seeing the 80s, and then we have a cool down coming. So I'll have all the details on how cool we'll get coming up in the next forecast.
Will we have a cool Halloween, or is it too early to tell?
Too early to tell. I hope it's cool, though.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, Nicole. Senator Elizabeth Warren is visiting Eau Claire today to help encourage early voting. Warren is rallying for Wisconsinites to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. While visiting, she highlighted Harris's plans to lower costs for Wisconsin families and safeguard freedoms. Warren also talked about Donald Trump and spoke about his Project 2025 agenda, saying it will raise costs and roll back reproductive rights.
30% of all women live in a state that effectively bans access to abortion. If Donald Trump and J.D. Vance make it to the White House, it won't be 30%, it'll be 100%. They want the extremists to control our government, and they want the government to make our health care decisions. I just think that is fundamentally wrong.
Warren will be in La Crosse tomorrow afternoon. A location for the event has not been announced yet. Cast members from the TV show The West Wing are campaigning in Wisconsin this weekend. Martin Sheen, Bradley Whitford, Mary McCormick, and Richard Schiff are visiting Madison today. The cast is reuniting 18 years since the show ended to support the Harris-Walz campaign. Madison is one of several stops they're making. On Saturday, the cast visited Waukesha and Milwaukee. Today, they're rallying Democrats and undecided voters ahead of the election. Bradley Whitford is from Madison. He says how his dad used to work for Planned Parenthood.
He was a man who felt that women deserved agency over their own bodies, and that's what I grew up with. That's what I think the majority of people in Wisconsin are looking for.
In return, Whitford is advocating for women's reproductive freedom, gun safety, and an opportunity economy. Wiz GOP Chairman Brian Schimming is releasing a statement on the cast of the West Wing campaigning in Wisconsin this weekend. Schimming says Wisconsin Democrats generally believe hardworking families would rather bask in the nostalgic glow of Josh Liming hitting on coworkers, demeaning underlinings, and self-righteously preening about liberalism than listen to solutions for the border or cost of living crisis. If nothing else, perhaps the cast can finally share their secret plan to fight inflation, since Kamala Harris does not have one. A local organization is helping the community give back. Train Technologies is partnering with the Salvation Army of La Crosse County for a Stuff the Truck food drive tomorrow at Train Building 12. The event will collect non-perishable food items for the Salvation Army's shelter and meal programs. Anyone who's dropping off items are encouraged to use the Weston Street entrance. The event runs from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Zombies are taking over the streets of La Crescent. Tonight was the 6th annual Thriller Parade. Around 75 dancing zombies brought their moves to the intersection of Main Street and Walnut Street. Choreographer Megan Waddell got the idea from her hometown in Louisville, Kentucky. She was inspired by a parade there. Her goal is to one day reenact the whole music video.
And we can come out of the Rivoli and they can have Thriller up on their banner. And then the zombies can come out through the crowd and then circle the Michael Jackson and his date that just come out from the movie theater and circle them. And then all of a sudden they all just, break into, bust into move. I just think that'd be so cool.
The crowd tonight was the biggest they've ever had. Still ahead on News 8 Now this weekend, the war in the Middle East continues. At least 87 people are dead or missing after an airstrike in Gaza.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
We need real working people in Washington.
What a phony. Cook spent the last decade working as a political operative. Earned her money helping defund the police radicals like Mandela Barnes, the most anti-police candidate in Wisconsin history. Now, Cook won't let you protect your family. She wants to ban the most popular rifle in the country, earning an F from the NRA. Rebecca Cook, phony insider, dangerously liberal.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Have you heard Eric Hovde?
I am totally opposed to abortion.
I am totally opposed to politicians telling women what we can do.
Extremists all over the country have passed abortion bans.
Criminal penalties for doctors.
No exceptions for rape or incest.
Women are dying just trying to get health care.
There are even restrictions in Wisconsin. This has to stop.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
We are totally opposed to Eric Hovde.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
As president, I will be laser focused on creating opportunities for the middle class that advance their economic security, stability, and dignity.
Harris will lower the cost of living and cut taxes for middle-class families.
Because I strongly believe when the middle class is strong, America is strong.
Kamala Harris for president. The United Associations Union Plumbers and Pipe Fitters vote pack is responsible for the content of this ad.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. Tonight, Israel launched new airstrikes at Hezbollah targets in Beirut. Bombs landed near the city's airport, the main point of entry of humanitarian assistance to the country and an escape route for those fleeing the conflict. Israeli warplanes also pounded Gaza, leaving at least 87 people dead or missing. CBS's Deborah Pata is in Lebanon's capital with the latest.
Every fresh Israeli strike forces more people to flee. Thousands have been crossing the border into Syria. Those who cannot walk are carried across after Israel blew up the road going out. There are tearful goodbyes. It's hard to let go when you are sending your child into an uncertain future. Inside Lebanon, the displaced are everywhere, setting up makeshift shelters wherever they can.
Everyone tells us the government is doing nothing to help, which is why you see people sleeping rough in the streets.
It's been left up to aid organizations and the generosity of strangers to fill the gap. Ahmed Soufan runs a displacement center for just under 3,000 people in Beirut. We've reached our capacity and are already struggling, he told us, and if the war goes on any longer, then the situation is going to get even worse. Everyone hopes the war will end soon, but for 14-year-old Zahra, even hope is a luxury.
I'm scared of dreaming for the future because I don't know if we still live or no.
Kids will be kids, but their elders are worn out with worry. I'm all alone, Zainab sobbed. I don't like to cry. It's humiliating. We didn't harm anyone, so why are they harming us?
Already 1.2 million people are displaced here in Lebanon, and of those, 400,000 are children. Deborah Patter, CBS News, Beirut.
Coming up on News 8 Now this weekend, the number of whooping cough cases is on the rise. We'll provide you information on how you can protect yourself.
We got one more warm day to start our week off, but we do have a cool down in sight. I'll have your full forecast coming up after the break.
Fall savings are on now at Home Furniture. The more you buy, the more you save. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices. Right now, this two-piece modular sectional is just $11.99. Plus, get 60% off all fall and Halloween decor in the market. Hurry, don't miss fall savings now at Home Furniture.
Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Okay, hold on. I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
Guys, just like pivoting from cooling to heating season, it's a difficult adjustment.
Pivot into winter called GNT.
Pivot! Shut up!
Called GNT.
For the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
We forge steel bars that hold up bridges, propel ships, and send rockets into space. But for years, China's been lowballing their prices, so it's been tough to compete.
We can't let China steal Wisconsin jobs, so I wrote a law to require American infrastructure projects use American iron and steel.
Tammy Baldwin got President Trump to sign her Made in America bill. And then she got President Biden to make it permanent.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Tammy Baldwin has our back.
Here in Wisconsin, my patients trust me with their personal medical decisions and never ask, what does my congressman think? That doesn't stop Derek Van Orden. Van Orden calls himself 100% pro-life, compared abortion to genocide. And Van Orden said he opposed abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest. Your personal medical decisions belong to you, not him. And Derek Van Orden doesn't belong in Congress.
HMP is responsible for the content of this advertising.
For over 40 years, Lacrosse Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CEHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
Celebrate the season at Home Seasonal Concepts. Enjoy 50% off the merriest selection of trees, wreaths, garland, and all your festive holiday decor needs. 'Tis the season to sparkle and celebrate. Shop holiday at Home Seasonal Concepts inside all home furniture showrooms.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
The CDC says there are 5 times as many cases this year in the United States of whooping cough compared to this time last year. Now, the cases are on the rise and they are increasing rapidly. Whooping cough is a respiratory illness that can be difficult to identify. The infection starts with common symptoms like runny nose, a low-grade fever, and a tickly cough, similar to other illnesses. But as it progresses, those infected develop a violent full-body cough. The bacteria that causes whooping cough is spread person to person through the air, frequently at schools, child care centers, and hospitals. The CDC says antibiotics can help if caught early, but vaccines are the best protection. All right, let's send it over to First Warn meteorologist Nicole Skaliski with a check of our forecast. Nicole, what a night it was to be outside. I even did some walking on my way.
Yeah, it was really nice out there. I mean, I got to leave to go get a dinner too, and it did not feel like the end of October out there, even after that sunset. Now, as we go into the evening, into early Monday morning, we're going to see our overnight lows stay on the warmer side, which is to be expected with these daytime highs being so warm. We're seeing 56 in La Crosse, 54 in Eau Claire. We'll see some increasing cloud covers, or excuse me, increasing cloud cover as the night goes on, giving us partly cloudy skies tomorrow, but that's not really going to make too much of an impact on these temperatures. We're still seeing 81 for the high in La Crosse, 80 for that high in Eau Claire. Going to be warm out there, similar to what we saw today with near record-breaking temperatures. Now, again, we're not really looking at as big of a chance to see any record breakers, but we're still going to get up there. There's still very warm for this time of year. As we can see, the past 2 weeks in La Crosse, we have been on the uptick for at least 5 days now. After that cold stretch, we have not looked back. We've been climbing, and we're going to climb for one more day until we take a pretty nice dip. We got a cold front coming Tuesday night. That's going to bring us a little bit lower, but of course we're still 2 degrees above average, because why wouldn't we be with all this warm weather that we've been having? As we go throughout the rest of the week, we'll stay mild, still above average, but a lot more fall-like than we have been for the past few days. Here's those same temperatures in Eau Claire. Had that cooler stretch been on the uptick, we're going to still be there tomorrow to start the week off on a high note, and then dip down, getting maybe a degree or 2 below average, however, a lot closer to it than we have been as of late. Now, that cold front that'll pass through Tuesday night could also bring a few shower chances with it. Now, take these with a grain of salt. We're not really anticipating a whole lot of accumulation with these, but they could be passing through and give us a little bit of a sprinkle. Here we are Tuesday morning. This looks like a lot, but I promise you, in terms of accumulation, it's not going to be too much. The atmosphere is just too dang dry out there. A lot of this could evaporate, and we can't really form a lot of big rainfall drops in this type of weather. And then as we go into Tuesday night, those will cease, and then the showers are really going to stick north of I-94 overnight. Could see a few start to generate up with that cold front as we go later in the evening, but chances look pretty low to see anything that late south of I-94. So here we are. That's the rain chances we just looked at. We'll see another good chance as we go into Thursday night. That's going to be our main chance, and then maybe a few more sprinkles coming Saturday. And you'd think with all of these rain chances we'd get a lot of rain, but that just is not the case. Here we are the next 5 days, really only looking at maybe a chance of measurable precipitation across the area, which is unfortunate because we really need that rain right now. That drought is starting to spread into the area. We're in a moderate stage across much of the area, so we could use that rain. Now, as we look at the week ahead, again, those chances will be there, so we'll just have to hope that maybe we can get a little bit more moisture up here that is able to support the rainfall. And then as we go later into the week, we'll see mild temperatures continue getting into the 60s, so a lot better than the 80s for this time of year.
A lot better indeed for now, before, we might have some cold fronts come in November, December.
Exactly.
As winter approaches. All right, thank you so much, Nicole. And now it's time to announce the chosen Picturing Our Community photo for the week. This week's winner is Ryan Pedretti of Onalaska with Grandad Bluff. Every week we pick a photo to be shared in a gallery on our website on news8000.com and socially on our News 8 Now Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram. If you'd like to participate, just head to news8000.com, click on Submit Photos and Videos under the Home tab, then click on Picturing Our Community and enter your photo. A new winner will be chosen every Friday, announced Sunday night, and then showcased online Monday morning. Coming up in sports, a couple of thrillers from the NFL, 2 games and 2-game winning field goals. See who came out on top. Kate is in next with the highlights.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
When I was 5, I began getting sexually abused by my stepfather. And he got me pregnant when I was 12. 64,000 pregnancies from rape have occurred in states with total abortion bans. And Trump did this. Women and girls need to have choices. With Kamala Harris, we do.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
He thinks he's better than us. Derek Van Orden said, "I don't give a who you are. I'm a congressman." So it's no surprise Derek Van Orden would cut Social Security and Medicare and give more tax cuts to corporations and the wealthy. We earned those benefits with every paycheck, but Derek Van Orden thinks he's better than us. Don't let Derek Van Orden cut Social Security and Medicare. Your community PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Under Kamala, there's been a big hike in Medicare premiums. Social Security benefits don't go far with Kamala's inflation slamming seniors. Now Kamala wants struggling seniors to pay more Social Security taxes, while she gives Medicare and Social Security to illegals. That will doom Medicare. President Trump will make sure no one cuts Medicare or Social Security. Trump lowered Medicare premiums, and he'll end the tax on Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Let nothing stand between you and the tree stand with this great offer on the fast, durable Kubota Sidekick. Featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, outstanding acceleration and handling with cargo, and a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty.
Gear up this hunting season with Johnson Tractor and get 0% APR for 54 months or up to a $2,000 cash rebate on select Kubota Sidekick RTVs. Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships in Menominee, Baldwin, Osseo, and Arcadia.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
Week 7 of the NFL season. Packers off to a good start, but a real test today as the green and gold welcome in the 5-1 Houston Texans. A battle between two young QBs and a chance for Jordan Love to prove himself. Let's go to Lambeau Field. Packers rocking the all-white uniforms. They were calling it their winter warning uniforms. Packers trailing 3-0 early in the second, but Love would strike. A dot to the end zone finds Tucker Kraft for the score. Green Bay takes a 7-3 lead. There's a close-up of the jerseys. Defense would force a stop, but disaster strikes. On the punt return, the ball bounces off of a Green Bay player. Houston jumps on it. And then a few plays later, Joe Mixon takes the handoff, slow and steady, finds the hole and scores. Texans go up 3. Next Packer drive, 2nd and 10. Love dropping back, gonna take a shot, and that's Dontavian Wicks making the grab. Taps his toes and scores a 30-yard shot. Packers go up 4. Pack trying to get another score before the half. Love going downfield, but that ball is intercepted. Love's second of the game. And the Texans take advantage. 1st and goal, Mixon takes the handoff, plows his way in, and Houston takes a 19-14 lead at the break. Second half, Green Bay offense threatening again, 2nd and goal. Love the check down to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs takes it in for 6. Packers take the lead, and Jacobs with the Lambeau leap. All right, under 2 minutes to play. Texans still down by 2, but Fairbairn's 35-yard field goal is good, and Green Bay goes down by 1. But here comes Love, 2nd and 10, throws a dart into Romeo Doubs. That gets them in field goal range, and then a few plays later, they would call on Brandon McManus. They just signed him earlier this week, but with a chance to win the game, the vet delivers. The 45-yarder is good. The Packers take the win 24-22, and QB1 was loving what he saw from his new kicker.
Yeah, no, you could tell Brandon's a vet. You know, he's been around for a while, even all week in practice. You know, the way he's kicking the ball and, you know, just walks off like it's another, you know, walk in the park. So I think he has a lot of confidence in his leg and his ability. And, you know, I think he's played a lot of ball, made a lot of big-time kicks.
To hold a good team like that to 22 points, considering a couple of those drives started deep in our own territory, you know, I thought we gave Hafley a game ball for the defensive performance.
And Hafley deserves a game ball. Packers held C.J. Stroud to just 10 of 21 passing for just 86 yards and sacked him 4 times. If it weren't for a botched punt return, the score may have been a little different. Green Bay improves to 5-2 on the season and are currently sitting in 3rd place in the division. They're only behind these two teams. Undefeated Vikings hosting The 4-1 Detroit Lions big-time NFC North battle, and Minnesota got off to a good start. First Minnesota drive and the handoff to Aaron Jones. He gets the edge up the sideline and in for the score. Vikings take an early lead. Jones celebrating with the fans. Lions now down 10, but they would start to heat up. The handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs, follows his blockers, makes a move, and he is fast. 45 yards for the score. Lions make it 10-7. Next Detroit drive. Goff back to pass. This time he's going to the end zone. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown with the grab. Detroit takes a 14-10 lead. Lions would score again, but in the second half, Vikings start to find some momentum. Darnold going to the outside. He's got Justin Jefferson for the score. Touchdown Vikings. They trail by 4, but the Detroit offense just too many weapons. Goff finds Khalif Raymond on the crossing route. Nobody in front of him. Lions go up 11. Vikings would get a couple of field goals. Detroit just trying to run out the clock, but David Montgomery coughs up the football. Ivan Pace Jr. picks it up. He's going 36 yards the other way. 2-point conversion, no good, so Vikings up just 1. And Goff not afraid of the moment. Just over a minute to go, and he's going to throw a strike into St. Brown. That gets them into field goal range, and then a few plays later, Jake Bates with the 44-yard attempt and nails it. Lions give the Vikings their first loss, 31-29 in a thriller.
Tough, hard-fought football game against a really good team. Thought we did a lot of good things, but there's a lot of things that I think just collectively as a team we can continue to improve on.
Minnesota finished with 8 penalties for 59 yards, 1 turnover, and missed a lot of execution plays, but nothing to hang their head about. You can't win every game of the season. Minnesota now 5-1 on the season, and a quick turnaround for Vikings. They'll be playing on Thursday night against the LA Rams. Tonight, the Lynx and the Liberty faced off for a winner-take-all Game 5. It would go to overtime as the Liberty came storming back in regulation, and the Lynx just couldn't buy a bucket down the stretch. New York would close it out in OT, 67-62 the final, a heartbreaker for Minnesota. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
Hear everything but the gunshot. Introducing Soundgear Phantom, the world's first custom Bluetooth-compatible and rechargeable hearing protection and enhancement device, blocking loud, harmful noises while giving you that edge to hear better while hunting.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska.
A flood of illegals, skyrocketing prices, global chaos, and Kamala wouldn't change a thing.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Nothing will change with Kamala. More weakness, more war, more welfare for illegals, and even more taxes. Only President Trump cut middle-class taxes, and only President Trump will do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Maxwell White, done right.
Maxwell White Plumbing proudly announces our first annual food drive in celebration of being in business for 30 years and our commitment to the communities we serve. From October 1st to 31st, we're partnering with the La Crosse Hunger Task Force. Donate while our professionals are at your home, at our West Salem location, or directly to the Hunger Task Force in La Crosse. As a thank you, get $15 off your service, and we'll donate an additional $15 on your behalf. Join us in making a difference this October.
Over the last few years, we've redefined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with a flat interior work surface. Drop down the tailgate to get it all done, and plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Get 2.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $9,900 in total savings on a new Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
This illegal immigrant was recently arrested in southwestern Wisconsin for a sexually violent attack on a woman, a suspected Venezuelan gang member who entered the U.S. just last year. Unfortunately, Steve Doyle supports sanctuary cities that protect criminals like this, and Doyle opposed sending resources to secure the border to keep dangerous criminals like Alejandro Jose Coronel Zarate away from our families. Steve Doyle's failures are destroying Wisconsin lives. Steve Doyle, unwilling to secure the border, unfit to serve.
Hear everything but the gunshot. Introducing Soundgear Phantom, the world's first custom Bluetooth-compatible and rechargeable hearing protection and enhancement device, blocking loud, harmful noises while giving you that edge to hear better while hunting.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska.
Members of one New York rowing team don't just share a love of the sport, they also have something else in common. They're all cancer survivors. This weekend they'll compete in a first-of-its-kind race at the head of the Charles Regatta in Boston. Matt Malloy has the story.
Empowering those impacted by cancer through rowing.
It's just a great group of people, and to be out in nature and on the water, it just it heals you. It's really heals you.
Rock Crew, a team compiled of 8 cancer survivors from across the area, preparing to compete in the inaugural Survivor exhibition at the prestigious head of the Charles Regatta in Boston. For many, rowing in the regatta is an experience that cannot be forgotten.
I did row in it 16 years ago, and I just know what these ladies are going to experience. And I just remember the fun that we had, the experiences on the water, the wind tunnels as you go under the bridge.
We couldn't feel more pleased to be there. And honored. Not everybody gets to go to the Charles, so it's a privilege.
The crew are also founding members of the Survivors Rowing Network, a worldwide organization supporting survivors and promoting the physical and emotional benefits of rowing.
It helps them to forget what they are dealing with their cancer. It just lets them relax and just forget, put behind them the cancers that they've had.
We'll be right back right after this.
Drive in and see Wisconsin's best furniture store. With holidays and the football season upon us, shop and order now.
Browse the most competitive prices on a huge selection of sofas, sectionals, and chairs.
Awesome discounts on power reclining with adjustable headrest, zero gravity, or lift.
Set the table this year with options from Ashley, Sunny Design, and our rustic Amish pieces. Looking for a better night's sleep? Try out any of our hybrid, all foam, and double-sided mattresses with adjustable bases and frames available.
Furniture from our family to yours. Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde owns a $3 billion California bank. That's right, he owns it.
And a $7 million mansion on the beach.
Eric Hovde proposed $4 trillion in new tax breaks for rich guys just like him.
And to pay for it, Hovde would cut Social Security by 28%.
Slash Medicare 25%.
And veterans benefits 40%.
Outrageous. Now we know what's wrong with Eric Hovde. This guy is not for us.
Are you looking for more in your next job? How about more pay with frequent wage increases? More advancement to promote from within? How about more time off? More benefits? More company incentives? And let's face it, more satisfaction. If you're looking for an employer who will offer you this and more, apply at Pilgrims in Arcadia today. www.pilgrims.com.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hovde said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
WinSenate is responsible for the content of this message.
Let River City Grill be your new lunch destination. Whether it's corporate lunches, parties, or events, we have the space and food for all of your gathering needs, big or small. We offer an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. with unlimited soup, salad, pizza, wings, and so much more. There's something for everybody. Stop by the bar and pair your delicious lunch with one of our many beers available on draft. River City Grill, Winona, Minnesota.
A suspected Venezuelan gang member who was arrested for domestic battery.
Violently attacked a woman physically and sexually.
The border crisis is real here in Wisconsin.
Criminal gangs harming our community.
We're stretched thin. Open borders and weak politicians are crushing us.
Rebecca Cook is one of them.
She doesn't back law enforcement. She'll never secure the border. She doesn't even want to.
That's why we stand with Derek Van Orton. He has our back.
And I've got yours. I'm Derek Van Orton, and I approve this message.
Well, we got another warm one for you. 80 degrees tomorrow in Eau Claire, 81 in La Crosse. It's just unseasonably hot. You know, I'm going to say it, I'm sick of it. It's been one day in the 80s, and I'm already
You can't put the Halloween graphics with the 80s. It just doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right.
But on better news, the Yankees and the Dodgers are facing each other in the World Series, my two favorite teams. That's going to do it for this edition of News 8 Now this weekend. We'll see you at 5.